It's another week and another new episode of the Granny Panty Podcast. I'm your host, RubyLynne. If you'd like to hit that subscribe button before we go any further, I would love that. If you'd like to follow me, the host, you can go to IamRubyLynne.com. It's all things Ruby. And if you'd like more information about the podcast, you can go to thegrannypantypodcast.com. This week's episode is going to be so fun. I recently had the pleasure of spending some one-on-one time in person with my special guest today. And I can't wait for you all to find out, what does the Texas in Texas Patti mean? Texas Patti, I am so excited to have you on the show this week. I think there's just so much more I don't know about you, even after spending hours with you last month. So welcome to the Granny Panty Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, love.
I'm glad it worked out. You just have such a great background. And I have to say, you're probably one of the most bubbly, friendly people I have ever met. And also a straight shooter at the same time. I love it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, I am. I have to admit that. Yeah.
So I don't know. You just have this way of like having a smile and telling them to, F off or something or be quiet. Perfect.
I mean, there are people who feel super offended about it, but glad that you're not one of them.
Not at all. Well, I can't wait to talk about how you got to the States, where your career started. I mean, I'm sure you've told the story before, but I haven't heard the whole thing. So chances are maybe others haven't either.
Probably, yeah, because even if I think like, oh my God, it's all over, people keep asking same questions over and over again. So, and I understand because at first it's always when people don't know me, they hear me and then they're like, there's a weird accent. Where's she from? And then the second is like, oh yeah, I'm German. And then it's like, oh, sorry, that was my phone. And then it's like, oh, this accent is not German at all. And then I have to explain it over and over. So, like, start from the beginning.
Yes.
I started the business. I stopped counting after a while, but it should be 16, definitely over 15 years, 16 something years. So I had a regular job before. To say that upfront because I hate that people every time like, oh, you did it because you had problems like financial wise. I was like, no, think about that. I choose it because I thought it's so much fun. So that was really the point. I was not desperate and I was not homeless or something. I did my school in Germany. I grew up in Germany. I did my school in Germany. So we usually go to school in Germany till you're 16. And then you can do an additional 3 years on top. Oh, just wait. Patrick is coming in. Mausi, ich mache gerade den Podcast. Mausi. Wow. Yeah, I'm super sorry. Like, probably it's a super German thing. Like my football team was playing today.
Oh.
And this is Borussia Dortmund, and they won. So Patrick
cool.
is really in a good mood right now. It's my hobby, by the way, guys. So okay,
I love it.
Let's continue there. So you can do additional 3 years on top, and then I guess Patrick wants to say hello. Is that okay?
Come in, join us. Well, hello, Hottie.
Hey, hey, Phoebe. Hey, Phoebe.
Okay, I only have to say that he's sober. He doesn't drink it. Oh my God. So you can at that point you can put like additional 3 years on top,
Okay.
and then you can go to the university. I was like, ugh, no, I don't want to do that. So I started in education as a dental assistant,
Okay.
and after I finished, I you don't really have that job here, but like I worked in a dental shop. Let's say it like this.
Okay.
And I did this for 16 years. And during this period of time, I met Patrick. And then, I don't know, we just explored the whole lifestyle
Mhm.
stuff, swinger. Our weekends were like, hey, let's go out and let's have some fun and like go to swinger clubs and have sex with other people. And then how it is, people came up to us and were like, hey, you know what? Do you ever thought about doing porn? And I was like, nope, never. You should. I was like, yes, I don't know. So they try to keep poking, but not in a bad way, just in a funny way. And at one point, I said to Patrick, because they asked us if Patrick and I want to do a scene together as a couple. And then I was like, oh, you know what? Let's do it. And Patrick was like, no, we are not doing that. I was like, yes, we're doing that. And we had a little like disagree on that, but yeah, I'm really pushy. So we did the scene. Yeah, we did the scene, and I told him, listen, it's only a one-time thing because it was like for all the other people, it was back in the days when DVD was still a thing. So DVD was just brand new on the market. It's a
I
crazy to
know,
say.
right?
Super crazy to say. Super new on the market. So yeah, we did this one scene, and right now we're living in LA. That was really like the journey.
The rest was history. And was that a porn company that approached you?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was a porn company back in the days in Germany,
Okay.
like the one of the biggest companies. I didn't know because I when in Germany you can watch porn in television like after 10 p.m. So I watched porn for sure, but I was not like, oh my god, it's this and this company. I just watched it because I like it or not, like
Right, right.
depends. And so Patrick knew the company, and he was like, oh my god, it's one of the biggest companies, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And at that point, I was just naive
Mhm.
because I really thought like, okay, you're shooting for this company and that's it. But for sure, it's a whole structure. You're shooting for one company that means if it released, there
Mhm.
is also an infrastructure
Right.
because of DVD sales and everything
Yep.
else, and like everyone is super connected. And
Right.
then there's like, oh, there's this new couple. Who shoot them? Like whatever, this and this guy shot him, and then they tried to call, hey, can you give me the contact details? I would love to contact them. I want to shoot them again. And
Right.
then it went like further and further, and then yeah, at one point I got kicked out of my job.
I was gonna ask, like, how long it was, before you quit your job, but it sounds like they quit you.
Exactly. No, I was really in I was like in total maybe 2 3 years
Okay.
where I did both.
Mhm, same.
But it was also like, I mean, if you did it, you know what I'm talking about. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's like you have your daytime job. So that
Yep.
meant for me back in the days, the shop was opening at 8, but you had
Mhm.
to prepare everything. So at latest I had to be like there in the office or whatever you want to call it, like at 7:30.
Woo.
So I had to leave at 6:30 at home, like to
Right.
be on point there. And then if you work in this kind of industry,
Mhm.
um, for sure they are like opening times, and we closed at 6 p.m., but we
Mhm.
never closed at 6 p.m.
Right.
So if people came in and had like accidents or whatever, you just continued. So usually I was in like I left at 7:30, and usually
Wow.
I got back like in the morning and got back at 8 p.m. And then when I was finished with that, I took a shower, get ready, and then I produced my clips with Patrick till midnight. And then I went into the gym. And after the gym at 2 a.m., I had my dinner or whatever it
Oh
was
my
at that point.
word.
And then 4 hours sleep and then just continue. And this was over and over
Ugh.
again. And after 3 years, you literally, when I see the pictures for myself, you could see like, oh my God, yeah,
Mhm.
that was just too much. And it was pretty clear at one point I have to decide what I
Yeah.
want to do. And I was talking to Patrick, and it was really about taking over the dental shop and go for a study again to be a dentist, or to do porn. And I guess we all know how I decided.
I think the latter sounds a lot more fun.
And it was really about that because we had
Yeah.
like pro and con.
Mhm.
And I said to Patrick, listen, I would love to do this because I really love it. It's not like, oh yeah, I did this job, but it was not. I love to be like in a dental world. I
Mhm.
love it. But it was also pretty clear if you have like an office and you have all the people coming in,
Right.
you never can leave this place. You will be there stuck forever in this place. And I said to Patrick, I don't know if I really want that.
Yeah. Those are
Like,
long days.
yeah. And also like it sounds stupid, but really it is a thing. Like vacation wise, you
Right.
can't say like super spontaneous, like, oh, tomorrow I will be out of the office because we're doing this trip. It's not possible because
Right.
there are like people coming in. And
Yeah.
so it was really about, listen, let's take the adventure. And this was a reason, and not the reason, but like that was
Yeah.
kind of the turning point. And we decided, okay, December, in January, I will talk to my boss and will tell him that I will slowly quit and he has to find another
Right.
person for me and I will train that person. But then he figured it out by himself and like kicked me out. And so it was the end of the story, which was also fine.
Yeah. That's hey, what whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then how many years before you moved to the US?
So, oh my God, I'm really bad in counting, but I'm in the US right now 7 years. It will be the 8 years. So, like, yeah, until 7 years. In the beginning, it took a little bit, and I was really going back and forth the whole time, because it's just like it's another country. You
Yeah.
have your business, you're going business in Germany. It's still there, and then you don't want to break everything up and go to another
Right.
country and don't know if you're successful or not. So I would say the first 2 years it was a lot of traveling. Yeah, and after 2 years, we figured out, okay, it makes sense here. And then we rented our own apartment, no Airbnbs anymore, and yeah, get kind of settled in. So right now we have our place here
Cool.
in LA, and we have also still our place in Germany.
Well, that's nice. You can bounce back and forth.
Yeah, just with a small little luggage, and that's it.
I love it. I love it. Where did the Texas come from? I know when I when I spent time with you, I was so fortunate to spend time with you and Patrick and shoot some hot stuff last month. I had to ask, I think it was my first question, like, did you live in Texas? Because Texas has just got some crazy politics right now. And I'm like,
Oh yeah. This is also funny, right? No, I never was in Texas. I don't have like family members there or whatever. Like never ever. It's just the name. And I explain it like super simple and easy. Um, I choose Texas because I started my whole career and business like in Germany. And at that point I thought like it's super smart to have a name slash brand
yeah,
where you can do good merch, like merchandise stuff for and brand building. And so me as a German, I thought like the stars and stripes, it's
yeah,
perfect
Mhm.
clothes wise, like you can buy everything in Stars and Stripes, right? So I thought like people just recognize it super quick when they see Stars and Stripes related to porn. Oh, it's Texas Patty. And I choose Texas. At that point, we didn't have a name. We had Patty, and I would say that like clearly open. Um, Patty is a mix of my real name and Patrick's real name, and we just merged it together.
I love
Um,
it.
so this is why it's Patty. But Texas was not there. So
Yeah,
Patrick and I, we really went through the states,
that's
and
cool.
then we just figured out Texas, easiest to write, like not super long word. Because if you have New York and you want to do a website or whatever, is it like underscore? Is it dash or whatever? So we needed a short word, and then Texas turned out. And I mean, we Germans, everyone say we're super smart, but not all of us are super smart. So we were like, okay, we have to find a word and a state which is also easy to write. And there was Texas. And then it turns out that in Texas, the three most important letters of our industry are involved. So the word sex is
Yes,
in Texas. So it was pretty easy to choose Texas. But till today, I never went there. I
that
had
is
to go
so
there. People
funny.
come up to me and say like, "You have to do that." I was like, "I know." So yeah, still on my bucket list.
That is so funny. When I first got into the industry and discovered you, um, I didn't, the first time I heard you speak, I'm like, "What the hell from Texas?" And she's got something is weird here. I love it. It's great marketing though. I mean, as you know, it's so important to kind of know what your brand is going to be to build it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think like especially us, like for stepping as a we all adults when we step into this industry, but like we were like adult, let's say it like this. And you have another thinking about it. Probably if I were 18, stepped into the industry, my name were probably, I don't know, like something super simple without any thoughts about it.
Yeah.
And right now, like when you're getting older and grow up, I mean, I would change some stuff right now. I would always like, this is to all the performers who want to become a performer. I would always choose a name, first and last name, or like however you want to call it, with an A. Always choose the A, maybe
Hey,
B, but that's it. Because it doesn't matter. It's all the alphabet. And I am Texas, I'm always at the bottom.
same. I know. It's like when you get nominated for all these awards, like I'm either smack dab at the bottom in the middle, and I'm like, gosh darn it. So
Yeah,
these people that aren't thinking then they're voting, they're just going up to the A's. You are so right.
yeah. That would really like one thing which I would change, but for sure I will not change my name. But
I
yeah, it was just marketing wise. I choose
Yeah.
Texas Patty. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and you were smart to really think about it to begin with, because my very first stage name that I had for about 90 days and dumped it, wasn't even me. And so then when it's like, okay, this is seriously, I'm going into this as a business mind now, you know, I told Rex, like, you got to think of it because you're a guy. I want you to think of what sounds hot to you.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And I think like some people, I don't know, like I can't talk for me because I don't give a people think like, oh really? So for sure, all my movies and everything, the titles and the description and whatever, I'm not writing that. I don't. I did it in the beginning, and it was super funny, um, because when I was texting those descriptions, my sales were like, "Meh." And then Patrick took over and I wrote those texts and I was like,
Yeah.
did you like you can't write that? And he was like, we do. I was like, oh my god, this is disgusting. Boom, same clip.
Yeah.
So it's really like we girls, we also like choose pictures super differently to
Right.
guys.
Right.
When I think like we can't publish this picture because it looks like I got a stroke, right? Patrick think like this is the hottest picture ever.
Yes. I agree because you know what I get from a lot of my fans, which I've done more in the last few months, is post without makeup. We want to see you first thing in the morning. I'm like, oh hell no, no you don't. I look like Don King with my hairs all, you know, stuck together. But I have tried. I'm doing it more and more, less editing and posting more without makeup, and they love it.
Oh yeah, they do because I think um it gives them something like your clothes. I mean, I was never ever like a fan of like big makeup or whatever. Could be also because I'm a lazy it's like
I
um
love that.
but I totally understand. I mean, we as women, like if you have like a good makeup artist and she's doing your makeup, I think I look like a bomb, right? But on the other end, I understand the guys as well
Yeah,
because there are always like two beauties. There's like a beautiful woman and she's beautiful without or with like with
yeah,
makeup.
yeah,
Like with makeup, she is maybe a little bit more beautiful, but in a different way. And there are like other people, they have no facial expressions. It's just an empty face where you need a little bit color in because otherwise it will be empty forever. And that's not us. I mean,
right.
we are like our faces, like thanks to Botox, but like otherwise we will be right. So we live our lives and we love what we're
Yeah,
doing. So
yeah.
I think we without makeup, we're like just different, but still sexy.
Yeah, I agree. I am a makeup girl. Oh, I have been since I was little. Trying
Oh,
to
really?
dial it
Yeah.
back a little, but I like to be all glam all the time.
I love that. Like, good for you. For me, it's always when people come up to me and say, like, hey, can we do a quick? I was like, a quick? I need to put makeup on.
Right,
This is not
exactly.
quick. Yeah.
I'm always like, I don't wanna turn my Sex Panther on too early because if I start getting video calls, I'm like, "Oh god, I haven't even showered yet."
Oh my God. Really? I don't. Really, I don't. I had a guy the other day. It was so funny. He texted me, and I'm super bad at names. I can't remember names. So I didn't remember this guy. And he was texting me. I was like, are you down for a phone call, for a video call? And I looked in the mirror. I'm dyeing my hair by my own. It's black, right? So I dyed my hair. And I looked like, I mean, the guys maybe don't know how girls look with dyed hair.
Right.
We look horrible.
With the dye all over our skin.
You have like paint all over your body. And like I was like shining like crazy because I had all the Vaseline in my face to get like my skin protected. And I made a joke and said like, we can jump on a video call, but like I dyed my hair and I think you don't like that. And he was like, I don't care. I was like, okay, I don't care either. So I was sitting and did this show with him with my dyed hair. And that was a good example for they really don't care. It's
No,
about
they don't.
you.
They don't.
Yeah, it's really about you. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. I
Like,
love that too. I love
yeah.
that too. Speaking of that, you have quite a fitness routine. I follow your Instagram and wow, tell us about that. Tell us about like, did you develop your fitness routine? I mean, you are hardcore. Sometimes you're there, what, twice a day?
Yeah, I wish I would be the girl who can eat chocolate or like my gummy bears all day long and doesn't gain any weight. I'm not this girl, trust me.
Me
Um,
neither.
yeah, sad but true. No, it's really I think it was a mix of Patrick and me together. So Patrick has a fitness trainer background. Yeah, and he had a gym before we met. He had a gym and everything. Yeah, and when Patrick and I met, he was like pumped. Like I was like, okay. And I was this little fatty girl, like with black all wearing black and stilettos, sweating my ass off, but it covers. It covers. So, no. And Patrick and I, when we got together, I don't know. Every time when I went like on my own into the gym, and I think so many girls are doing it, it changed a lot though, which I think is great. But back in the days, you saw all the girls were like on treadmills, steppers, that's
Right.
it.
Right.
And because they don't know how to do it. And like weightlifting was back in the days when we were going to the gym was only for guys.
Right.
Don't step in this room like you have tits.
We were all cardio queens.
Exactly. Yeah, cardio create. Exactly. That was us. And because of Patrick and another friend of us, he had a gym. Um, uh, I trained with Patrick together. So I started to train with him together. And I did actually the same, okay, lower weights, I have to admit this, but same training like him. And I don't know, like as a couple, I think it's also great to have like this thing together, like going into the gym, training together, and it bonds also as a couple. So it's really, yeah, sometimes it's, oh God, no, I don't want to go today. For sure, I'm not the person who jumps every morning up and say, yeah, I can't wait to go to the gym. I'm not that person. Sometimes I am, but sometimes not. But to be together with Patrick and doing this as a couple and like also eating routines and stuff
Yeah.
and figure something out, it's fun because if you if you're together for a long period of time, like people always like, oh yeah, you're together like 18 years or whatever. I don't know how long I guess it's 18 years. I'm super bad at this. So 18 years together, and people are sometimes like, yeah, I don't know what to talk about with my husband. We're 18 years together. We do nothing together. And I really think like that depends on people, right? So find something together. And Patrick loves it. I love it. I love to look at people with good body. Like they don't have to be super skinny or super muscular or whatever. I just love it when people pay attention to their body. So yeah, usually I go once a day. Yesterday I didn't go to the gym at all.
Hey, we
But
gotta take a break sometimes.
oh yeah, yeah. But also like I love to be outside just for hiking.
Yeah.
Don't go into the gym, like in actually in the gym. But it's also like tomorrow we booked an appointment at Gold's Gym.
Oh.
It's like a side event, you know. Like people think like, oh, are they crazy? But Patrick and I, we are like, yeah, let's do that. So that's us, yeah.
Cool. So are you hosting something then there, or you're
Oh no,
just
we just
attend
go there because we never went to Gold's Gym. We have
okay.
actually like a gym in our apartment building, so we don't have to go anywhere. But Patrick and I, it doesn't matter in which city we are. Usually, we visit like one of the popular gyms. I think it's fun. If something is your passion, it's fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love that you guys, do so much together. I mean, your relationship is really one to be admired.
thank
Because the
you.
time I spent with you guys, I mean, you have such a business sense too. I was just like in awe. I could listen to you guys talk all day, but what do you think is the biggest challenge that you faced in your business, say since COVID?
The change.
Yeah.
Just I would say really just the change. I think for me personally was not such a big, oh my god, because
Mhm.
I think we talked about this before, but um we had this change what hits the US after COVID. We had
Mhm.
this change in Germany 5 years before.
Oh.
And that was kind of the reason why I decided to go to the United States.
Mhm.
Because I don't want to say, yeah, no, I can't say that. Right now, business like shooting porn, like production wise, it's down in Germany. I
Okay.
would say they're like max 2 or 3 companies. That's it.
Okay.
And we were like the big players back in the days. So 2 to 3 companies, that's it. No other companies shooting porn anymore
Mm-hmm.
because all of them doing amateur stuff. So
Gotcha.
for us, even there were like no OnlyFans at all before. There were other platforms. I mean, we all know Manivits, Clips for Sales or whatever. And like I would say, we Germans, like we were super good in doing exactly this. So we had like, beside from Manifest, because I would say this is more like US based companies, but we had a lot of German companies. We're only specialized on amateur stuff. And they were like, I mean, we have the situation right now here, and this is the reason why production in Germany just kind of dried out
Mm-hmm.
because they tried to hire the performer, and then the performer said, like, okay, what do you pay? And then they say,
Right.
like, XYZ, and they said, like, listen, why should I move my to you
Yeah.
if I can just sit here and earn the double
Right.
without
Right.
any effort? So it's really like a thing where I personally think it's just shifted, and this is what happened here as well.
Gotcha.
It's good and bad. Like for the as a producer and like a good company, it's probably bad, but it's also like a good turning point because people right now they know how important it is just to own their own content. And like back in the days, like 80 years, when I just got here, I asked people to shoot with me content. Yeah, to shoot with me content, and people were like, "Do you pay?"
Oh,
Like,
gotcha.
I'm not paying. Like, we do like content trade.
Right.
And they were like, yeah, but you have to pay. I was like, no, this content trade. Yeah, but I have no side. And I was like, what? They don't have any side. So when COVID hit, I understand that for the most of the performer here in the US, it was a big because there was like no on content out
Right.
to go. But yeah, I would say it was the biggest shift. So for me, it was like second time.
Right. You're already experienced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I have, I watch the Twitter feeds and stuff like that, and it does seem like studio stuff is down, for sure. But hopefully it picks back up. I mean, I think there's a place for all of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, like the big players will be there forever
Yeah. And
because
I
they
want
did
to shoot for
everything.
them, darn it.
Yeah, exactly. Book her.
Book me.
No, like they're like the big players will be there forever, but because it's all also because of traffic. If you have traffic, you have enough money, and like even if the scenes you're producing are not like giving you the same cash flow as it was before, it's still like good advertising and like to earn money with advertising because other people or other companies put like ads on your site. It's like it's not directly payment because the porn movie was so good. It was more about like I would say this is the reason why like the big players will definitely survive and will produce porn forever. Yeah.
And something I like about the studio porn that has just that cinematic feel to it that unless you got some pretty expensive equipment at home, you can't really get that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like it's another vibe, I
Yeah,
would say. Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
different. The vibe is different. And the funny thing is like when I speak to my German customers, they love the US porn. They just do. They were like, "Oh my god, it's so glamorous. I love that your lipstick is there like when you start talking and at the end when you have the fucking cum in your face." So, which is for me personally a little bit like unrealistic, but
Yeah.
this just the difference between like amateur and like professional high-end glamorous porn, I would say,
Right.
from my perspective. And they're like just two fields. There are people they like this. Germans are a little bit overloaded, like with this amateur style, because
Yes.
we kind of invented it and we have so much of it. So they're like, oh, give me the glamorous porn. And like here, like the US people are so often like, oh, do you have something like more amateur style? Because you have like the high glamour girls
Right.
here. Yeah.
Right. So do you have any big projects you're working on for this year? You got anything big coming up?
Oh my God. I have like each single, I don't know, maybe it's only me, but I think like time is running so fucking fast. And I think all the time, like, oh, this year is young and we do everything. So yeah, I have a couple of projects coming up. So I will release a new series and website. Like I produce it with Patrick together, and we do a merge between Germany and the US. So we're shooting here and also like in Germany, with which I think personally is kind of funny
Yeah.
because to have like this is a good thing if you work like in two countries, and also like the people can produce in Germany when Patrick and I are here. So we are about like to release that. Then mind blowing, I know, but I kind of gave my content away, so I never ever had my own website.
Yeah.
Never, and right now I do.
Oh,
Even it's not really mine. I just like kind of sold the content, and they are like that everyone has to go there because all my content will be on this website, which is for me. Everyone is like, are you? But there is like a background because of laws and everything in Germany. It was not possible for me to do it.
right.
Anyway, long story. And we have a lot of fun stuff. Like, I mean, we both, I don't know if I can say it or if otherwise you have to edit it out. We see us in a couple of days, a week or something, like in Miami.
Yeah.
Then I'm going back to Germany after Miami. I will stay here for another 4 weeks in the US, and then I go back to Germany. Then I have a couple of weeks, like two exactly, in Germany. Then I go for 10 days to Croatia.
Wow.
And yeah, from Croatia, I go to Austria and Switzerland. Then I
Wow.
go back to Germany, and then I come back here.
Wow. And you're
And
shooting content or shooting
like always, it's also vacation, but yeah, no, it's also like shooting content and everything, like work wise.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of stuff is coming on. Like I just signed up like with an AI company, which is super amazing. I know people are super afraid of the AI stuff, but I think like it will be there, and I love it. I don't see it as a, I don't know, as my enemy. I
Yeah.
always say like, hey, let's partner up because the time will come. And then on Sunday there's a award show. I got a nomination, so let's see how this goes. So it's a lot of stuff going on.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Yes, you have a nomination for the alt porn, correct?
Hey, you're good.
Yeah, because you need to win that.
Yeah, I need it. I need
That's
it.
right. So everyone go vote for her.
Exactly.
Well, that is you have a lot of things going. Is the website up and running yet? Do you want to
Yeah.
push it?
Yeah, if someone wants to see it, it's super simple. It's just Texas Patti USA. That's it. That's the website.
.com, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to write it down. So Texas Patti USA. Nice. Awesome. And so is that where you want people to go to find you first?
I guess we are all over the place.
Yeah.
And
That's kind of how porn people are. We have to be everywhere.
Yeah, and it also like depends. Like clips wise, just go there because easiest to get it, and you can see what I got. Because I mean, I'm for so long in the industry, and they are like, which is super funny. There are also like super old clips online, and we try to get. I mean, this is a like I really want to put like also my super old clips where I have no boobs, nothing like this before my boob job, like when I was like 16 years ago. Oh my god! So like all the good stuff will be on the website for sure, 100%. If you want to have customers or something, you have to go somewhere else. Like you can visit me on my OnlyFans for sure, which is also like simple to find. And you can go to my OnlyFans. I'm like on Minx or Sex Panther, which is actually the same. Uh, you can go there if you want to set up like a phone call with me or like video call or just sex texting or for hot pics or whatever. I guess we are just all over the place.
We are, and you are so busy. I appreciate you coming on the show today and chatting. I think we learned some new stuff about you today.
Thank you. Yeah, no, like when you told me like I'll have my podcast, I was like, oh yeah, like because you are different to so many other people because you have like the experience, you have the attitude and everything. You're a good listener
Well,
though,
thank you.
and so I had also like some weird podcasts to be
Oh,
honest.
we've all been on some weird ones. Woo! I've been as a guest on some too.
Yeah. So like yeah, sure. Like I can imagine like also like some guests you have in your podcast is could be weird, but sometimes you have also like people who do the podcast and you think like, "Oh, okay, cool. I don't know you. Let's get to know a little bit each other and then just start." And they're like, "Okay, hello. I start recording now. So this is my question. How do you feel about this?" And then you answer, and you literally could see he's not listening to you at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you're saying right now. He didn't get it.
I know. I was like, when I started this, it's like, I am not going to ask what size wiener they want. It's like, we need some better questions. I want to know like the business aspect and, what's your view and what would you change if you could?
Yeah, exactly. Like the fun part. Because we all know like what we signed up for, and I guess the guys know it as well. And if they want to have like answering the nasty questions, like go to the like
Go to OnlyFans
tab or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you want to have like some insider information, this is where a podcast is for, in my
That's right.
perspective.
Well, thank you so much. I hope I get to see you at XBiz Miami.
Oh, we will, 100%.
Yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
there. And yeah, it's been a pleasure to get to know you. I've watched you from afar for so long that it's fun. It's really fun to know you both.
Thank you. Thank you so much. But same to you. Great personality.
Thanks, Patti.
Thank you.